that last panel. Did you see that last panel? That's what I'm talking about right there. So One Piece 696, this is the typical end of the arc celebration. So you come into it, like, once you realize that's what it is, you expect, okay, there's not going to be too much to, digest in this one. But there are a couple different key things that I noticed when reading this chapter. So it wasn't a total just, dance your ass off type of chapter. First of all, and mainly some of these points were with Momonosuke and Kinemon. First of all, apparently Momonosuke can transform at will. I really thought that he was stuck in that dragon mode, because why else he didn't change back then, unless he was just worried that maybe Luffy would turn on him. Maybe they had some bad run-ins with pirates, so he didn't know who to trust. But I thought that he would be stuck in that dragon form, but apparently not, which means that if those devil fruits that, he ate were man-made, then Vegapunk's experiment is a success. That means that, Vegapunk made those devil fruits, and Momonosuke ate it, and he could transform at will, and, apparently everything is going good, then I don't see the problem. I see that apparently man-made devil fruits work. Just saying. Also, when Momonosuke is picking up the plate and he's getting ready to throw the food, the way they were reacting is as if they made some sort of vow. I'm guessing that maybe the Wano country, or their family in particular, I'm not sure, either or, are starving, and they probably made a vow like, we won't eat a single bite until we bring back money or food to feed everyone. And that's maybe why Momonosuke was going crazy, getting ready to throw the food, like, no. And that was kind of funny, like, Sanji was ready to kick his ass. I don't give a shit, you're not wasting my food. So that was another thing that I can infer. Those were, like, the main key points as far as Momonosuke and Kinemon. Apparently he could transform at will, and it seems as though maybe they made some sort of vow, but Momonosuke or Kinemon has, common sense, like, they just saved our asses. How are we going to throw this food away? So he's crying and eating the food, like, even though I made this vow, I gotta, show my appreciation to these people and eat this food. And that's the way it came across for me. I think that they made a vow. Let me know what you think. Maybe, you think differently. And then the other big part at the end of the chapter was where Smoker and Law were talking. And at first, I read the chapter and I saw, okay, hinting some more at them fighting the emperors and whatnot. You see Luffy at the end, I'll beat them all. But the way Law said to Smoker, I wonder who's being used. And then right after, we see the thing about, could it be Kaidou of the 100 Beasts? No, maybe the first one is Shanks. Oh well. It actually made me think when Law said, I wonder who's being used. Remember after Fishman Island, Luffy still has that score to settle with Big Mom. He could be referring to that, I wonder if I'm being used to help Luffy fight Big Mom. I was just thinking that could be what Law was referring to as far as, who's going to fight what and who's using what. That's what I was thinking. So maybe Oda throwing out those two names, and he didn't bring up Blackbeard because he knows that we're not dumb enough to think that the next one is going to be Blackbeard. As awesome as that may be, he knows that we know Blackbeard is going to be down the road. So he mentioned Kaidou, which there's been no really hints at Kaidou, and he mentions Shanks, but he didn't mention Big Mom and Blackbeard. So I'm thinking it's Big Mom. That's where I'm starting to zone in on. Maybe it's Big Mom. A little bit disappointed because Doflamingo, a couple chapters already, has been headed this way, and we still didn't see him. And also that mysterious person from the last chapter, which there was a lot of speculation on that. I've seen one actual drawing coloring of that being Aokiji. I've seen another people say that it's Mihawk. I've seen a lot of different things, but I don't know really who it is. For the most part, it looks like someone is sitting on a duck. A lot of people say that could be Lucci as well. I don't know, but either way, I was a little bit disappointed getting no clarification on either Doflamingo arriving or that mysterious person. Hopefully within the next couple chapters we'll get that, because this might not be the typical celebration, okay, next island. Maybe when we're about to leave, Doflamingo and that one person will show up, or first Doflamingo and then that other person. I don't know. Either way, I'm excited for what's to come. This particular chapter, though, standard par for the course with a celebration, so I'm not going to go too critical on it. I probably won't even give it a rating for this time, because this happens every One Piece arc. There's certain things you come to expect with One Piece, so you can't really just be like throwing the band hammer on it, you know what I mean? And there were still some key elements in this particular chapter that kind of added to the story as far as the Wano country, which I'm really hoping that when they come to this, because it's kind of like the next Fishman Island as far as, being foreshadowed way before we get there. And I'm just hoping that when we do get there, there's something really awesome and epic, kind of like maybe an Alabasta type of thing, and more so less than Fishman Island type of thing. Because, Fishman Island was foreshadowed and mentioned way before we got there, and Fishman Island didn't live up to the expectations for the most part. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think as far as all these things I said. Do you think that the Wano country is starving, or Momonosuke and Kinemo's family in particular? Can Momonosuke transform at will, I guess? The way it was shown, I guess he can, but that also means that Vegapunk is truly beyond a genius. And your overall thoughts on who is going to be the emperor that they go after next? I'm excited. I'm thinking maybe it's Big Ma'am after that. I don't know, but let me know what you think. That's all I have for this review. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.